Hey, long time no see, and welcome back to Smokeout Grilling. It's your boy Brian Warren, and today Smokeout Grilling is inside the house because the hawk is out, and as my mother would say, it's cold. All right, today we're gonna do some spaghetti and meatballs. I'm actually just starting the sauce, homemade sauce. Cut about 15 plum tomatoes in half, halve them, put them in the oven at 350, about 35-40 minutes. A couple of little cloves of garlic. They're out. We're gonna toss them in the blender. We're gonna start our sauce, and we're gonna make our meatballs. And we're gonna just move on over to the meatballs already made. I got some 80-20. I got some 80-20 ground beef, some breadcrumbs, seasonings, 1 egg, and we made some nice. We got about 13 meatballs, and we're gonna get this started. Smokeout Grilling. All right, we got our plum tomatoes pureed in the blender. After we heated them up, and then off into the pot. Gonna add a couple more things with this. I'm gonna add 2 4-ounce cans of Goya tomato sauce. This as a thickening, because these are fresh plum tomatoes we just pureed. And add some basil, 2 tablespoons of sugar, a little salt, pepper, and a couple more seasonings, and that's it. We're gonna let it sit, saute. We're gonna let this sit on low simmer for about an hour and a half. So it's gonna be a little process. When it's done, it's gonna be nice. Okay. I added some seasonings to my homemade sauce. We got some salt, some pepper, some garlic, and some diced Italian seasonings. And what I'll do is finish it off with some fresh basil. Now, if you can smell this, this is really what's gonna make it. We're gonna drop this in here, give it a couple of stirs, and let this sit for about an hour, hour and a half on simmer. And I'm gonna start those meatballs, and then we're gonna have some Smoketacular spaghetti and meatballs. All right, back to Smokeout Grilling. Today, we're inside making some Smoketacular spaghetti and meatballs. I made my homemade sauce. It's simmering right now, and it got me about 13 meatballs. 80-20 beef with some breadcrumbs, 1 egg, and various seasonings. You can season it however you like. $1,000,000 question is, do you put your meatballs in the oven or do you pan sear? I'm all about a pan sear guy, so what I'll do is I got my frying pan heated. Gonna drop me a little olive oil in here. And I'm gonna add my meatballs. Hear that? You hear that? Let me get situated. Hold on. Check this out. We're gonna drop our meatballs. And we're gonna get ready to make some delicious food. Now, what I do, I don't like the oven roasted meatballs. I like the drippings from the pan, especially when I make my homemade sauce, to go back into the sauce to add that flavor. And another thing I do, I don't put any tomato, I don't put any onions or any other things inside of my sauce. I set my basil. And what I do is I'll take my Trinity, which I call, everybody uses it, a lot of people do, onion, bell pepper, garlic. Once my meatballs get brown, I'm gonna throw that in, and then that'll add flavor. And then we're gonna combine everything into the sauce, and then we're gonna have one big party, and then we're gonna plate up with some angel hair pasta, and we're gonna have a good time. Smokeout Grilling out. All right, look at this, man. I'm telling you. I think I could beat Bobby Flay. Matter of fact, I know I can. And I'm going to declare today on Smokeout Grilling, I make the best lasagna on the face of the planet. But that's another day. So while we're at it, watching out, this is what I do. I'm going to toss all these goodness right into my meatballs. And we're going to let that simmer, then we're going to throw all this inside our sauce. And my Campbell soup is good. Okay, I'm not going to lie. If you were sitting here and smelling this, you would pass out because it's just that good. My favorite meal, if I had 24 hours to live, this is what I would order. Smoke-out grilling, Smoketacular, spaghetti and meatballs, homemade sauce. Pasta wasn't homemade, but that's next because my daughter Bally wasn't here to make the pasta for me. But everything else is Brian Warren Smoke-out Grilling approved. And Smoke-out Grilling out.
Giovanni, stop by my house, 7 o'clock. She's making the famous noodle weenie. No, spaghetti. No, spaghetti.
Bally, you don't know how much I hate.
I think you've heard